Hallo und herzlich willkommen. Ich bin's mal wieder, euer Lieblings-Josef, und ich bin immer noch auf dem Reload Festival und ich habe immer noch tolle Gäste für euch. Nämlich in diesem Fall die zauberhaften Herrschaften von Orbit Culture. Hello, guys.
Hello, hello.
Great to have you here. We're at the Reload right now, 2023. Just in case you watch this in the far future. Is this the first Reload Festival you've attended so far?
Yeah, first time ever.
What are your first impressions of this event so far that you had to that you were able to grab?
Yeah, I mean, we only saw it like pretty fast this day. Because we've been packing stuff and been doing with merch and stuff. But it looks really cool. There's some like really, what do you say, like bigger. The main stage is fucking big. The smaller stages are like really small, but it will work out pretty good. It's gonna feel like a hardcore show, and I'm from that part of the music industry, so I love that part.
The Mighty Ducks shirt talks for hardcore very much.
Yeah. I've been Mighty Ducks, like, when I saw this movies as a kid, I fucking loved it since day one, so.
And we will ride on that train for another while because I fucking love that shirt.
Yeah, me too.
The scene culture of ice hockey in hardcore music, how does that go together?
Perfect, I would say. Also in metal, what are the brand called that does the Meshuggah shirts, like jerseys and stuff?
I can't really remember, but it's like puck hockey, yeah. And then we have Violent Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Violent Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got I got some merch from them as well. They do some really cool shit. Yeah, but it works pretty good together. Especially Violent Gentlemen with all the like the hardcore scene especially. Yeah.
Is this fusion of those both things the association? Because I saw the Mighty Ducks shirt and thought, okay, that's a hardcore guy. Does this association come from the violence within the music and the violence within the sport of ice hockey? Does that fuse those two scene cultures together, or is it for a completely different reason?
Maybe if it works really good together for that reason. But for me, I was a hockey fan way before, like a metal fan or hardcore fan. So I started when I was really young with it, like getting interested in hockey, especially from Sweden. Sweden, like hockey is like one of our main sports there, so it's a really big thing. You're also a hockey fan, so
Yeah, either you do like hockey, football, or music.
Soccer.
Oh, football.
I'm gonna get shit for that.
That you only get shit from American viewers for that. So, your sound is a very interesting fusion of groove metal, death and thrash metal. That I really had to inhale to really grasp the elements that fuse together to really like to pick them apart. How is your approach to songwriting and the fluidity within your songs, so that they work this particular way? Your last release, your last single was, oh god,
From the Inside.
From the Inside,
Yeah.
and I really struggle. It's hard, brutal, intense music, but I really struggle to pick the elements apart because it's also very spheric for some reason. How's your songwriting process, and how was the songwriting process, especially with your last single?
It's always the same process. You just sit by the computer and just riff away until you find something that you like. But when it comes to the inspiration or inspiration sources, we listen to every kind of music and try to steal as much as we can. In a good way. We just put it in the same cauldron. Yeah.
I don't know if that's the correct way the saying goes, but only great artists steal. Good artists imitate, great artists steal.
Yeah, was it Bob Dylan or something, right?
I believe so.
John Lennon. I have no clue.
One of those.
Yeah.
And if it was one of those, the other one definitely stole it.
Yeah.
Is there Blanking out brain again. Within the songwriting process, to get back to that topic, are there any hurdles, and are there any struggles within the process, or is it always within this riffing away, experimental, challenging of yourself, or I'm brain dead as fuck today. The third interview, the other two went relatively smoothly.
No worries, man, at all.
Schnittmarker.
I don't know what that means.
That's just a cut marker.
Oh, okay.
So he finds when I fucked up.
Now we know this. Schnittmarker.
Within the process of writing songs, are there any hurdles or struggles that you come across that that hinder you or that force you to search for new inspiration within other genres?
Wow, that's a tough question.
It was also tough to say.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I think how we write is that we usually come up with like intro verse and chorus, maybe a chorus if we're lucky, and then just let it sit for a year, and then try to like go back to that feeling to finish it up, because you have to release finished songs and not
that makes sense.
There's a lot of times that you have like many riffs that we really like, but then it's like we can't continue on this song because we don't know what the other part is going to be like. Then it can be like Nicholas said, like it can hang around there till the next album or the next EP or whatever, because then you're like, oh, I got a new idea and it worked really good together. So
I think that's one of the kind of a good thing for us, because that means that we're sitting on so many demos. So we're never like dry on music.
Never running out.
No, we just have to finish it.
What is the most unlikely source of inspiration that you came across so far? That you thought, I never would have thought that this inspires me to do that song, that part.
I mean, like older.
you have some weird ones.
I do. Some like weird Swedish old pop songs,
Weird Swedish old pop songs.
Yeah, they usually have a very good hook in them. And obviously, like, even like stuff from Avicii and stuff like inspires. Yeah.
Okay. That's the one I would have never freaking guessed listening to your music. If there is an artist outside of this wonderful bunker that we're sitting in here, that your music should inspire, that you may inspire, what artist would you wish that would be?
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
I mean, you don't want to sound like a cocky, like...
No.
That's a fucking hard one. I mean, we met a few people that they're saying, like, they take inspiration from us, both younger bands, and I mean, and that's always inspirational, like crazy, but I can't even name one that I would like to have, like, have me or us as inspiration, but it's cool if they do. But I ain't gonna go there.
No, it will just sound cocky.
Exactly.
But if we would like to collab with someone, like,
Oh yeah.
imagine like do I pronounce it right? Malevolence.
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 There, unfortunately, nobody can say the band name Malevolence except for me for some reason. They were just here like 1 hour ago.
Yeah.
And they are, of course, that doesn't get into the interview. They are always open for collaboration. So if you want to do that, you just grab them and do it.
It would be cool. Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're on the same management company too, right?
Maybe they are.
We have to dig into
They're
that.
sitting-
Yeah.
Really nice guy. We had a really pleasant interview with them. So
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool.
We talked about Swedish pop artists a few minutes ago. Are there any Swedish pop artists that Are there any Swedish pop artists that you listened to as a kid that it informed your way of writing music today?
Definitely, I think like
And which were those?
especially when you grow up and try to write a song, you tend to take in as much as you can, and obviously Swedish pop was everywhere on the radio, so you like pick up small, like as we said, like a small, this is how we write an intro, this is like a verse. So I mean, fucking Melody Club that we listen to, Kent and shit like that, the Ark, like
I mean, for me, I guess it was the quite opposite. Because I started out as a drummer, and I always enjoyed like the metal drummers or hardcore or punk rock drummers. So I kind of like when I got older and started playing guitar and stuff. Then when I explored more other genres. So I wouldn't say that I listened to much pop when I was younger or started with music. Because I mean, to be honest, a drummer in pop, I mean, doesn't have to be. Yeah, exactly. Straightforward, like all the time. So I wasn't that interested in that, but later, fuck yeah.
I think I was more inspired by how they write songs, like the hooks and all that shit. Yeah, more than like the technical things.
Are there any techniques you had a really tough time learning them because you have such a broad spectrum of music that you integrate into the sound of your band? Are there any stroke techniques or drum patterns that you fought with, that you overcame? I'm trying to do a motivational thing with this. So you gotta overcome your struggles with making music because they also did that, and every other band did that too.
We still do. We still have hard time. I mean, if you write a song, some songs are like really hard to play. So I mean, you need to do the practice at home for real. I mean, one of our songs, Saw, it has the galloping beat. First time I heard it, I was like, I was like mainly a downstroker on the guitar, and that was super. Wasn't even gonna go. So I needed to alternate that. So I practiced like crazy at home. But now it's like playing. I mean, I can do that in my sleep because I'm so used to it. But I practice many hours to do that. So, and still, I mean, one song that we release tomorrow with the album, it's that's a nasty one. Yeah. So always need to do the practice. And you can ask our drummer. He hates the music that we write sometimes. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
I think the problem arose from the digital era of recording, which also tend to like challenge us. Like, if we're gonna put this out, we have to put in the hours to be able to play it later on. So yeah.
Now comes a techie question, because the digital era is something that hinders a lot of musicians within their creative process. But I always hear from artists that just do a step back. Is there any analog device that you use that massively helps you performing or recording music?
You know, we have throughout the years here now, we have stripped down so much. Like, we are so much like, we basically use only plugins these days, especially since they are so cheap, like compared to a real hardware. And with the plugins like becoming so good these days, we like, fuck it, let's just use that.
And also a big thing is like the travel situation. I mean, bringing cabinets everywhere. I'm impressed by the bands who carry them around, because I mean that's a lot of work. So we stripped it down to like neural like plugins.
The neural DSP, the tiny.
They're plugins, not even the hardware.
Not even the hardware.
No, everything through the computer.
It's a risky move, but we get by.
Do you think that hardware snobs, the guys that whose life depends on having a Marshall rack, do you think those guys still have, in the technical era that we are now, still have their I'm struggling to find the word, Berechtigung, that they still have a solid reasoning for moving 4x12s through the whole planet?
I think like when it comes to feel and stuff, obviously there's still something the plugins struggle to replicate. It's, just feeling the wind from an from an amp
And
like
also
that.
the vibrations and stuff on stage and everything. Like
Yeah, so I totally defend them too.
Mm-hmm.
I would, especially in the studio, I would love myself to like try out the different, some EVH amps, like the real thing, but we simply cannot afford. So let's just do it with plugins.
But as I tried like the cheap Chinese Amperu knockoff of the Neural DSP thing, and it does a really good job. But deep in my heart, I'm a 4x12 with a Marshall on top guy.
Yeah.
But
it looks fucking cool too.
It really looks cool, but
does.
it's so bad for your back.
it is.
Did switching to digital only devices on stage change your traveling situation, and how did it change that?
Very much so. We used XFX before, then we used X8, like their pedal version of the whole thing. But we were like, we wanted to strip it down even more. Like it cost a shit ton of money to move that thing around on airports and stuff. And I think it was the game changer for us was the Arch type Gojira from the old DSP. Like this, we can really do something cool with this plugin. So we just tried it out, and we have not looked back since then.
Not looking back is also the thing that you should do. Look into the future. Work on your work on yourself. Make more music. Make the best music that you can. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and of course, rock and roll.